Okay, so the fit and finish on the Team Z tubular front end is like second to none. They really fit really well. There's just a few things you need to pay attention to when you're cutting off your front end. Okay, so what's nice about the Team Z kit is that there's a little hole on your I guess you would call this the top frame rail here. And Team Z puts a little tab, okay, that will line up with that hole. So if this doesn't line up, okay, if your hole doesn't line up, that means you haven't cut enough off, okay. So the measurement that we found out before was 16¼ from the, this part of the firewall here forward, 16¼ So this one I got really good. I hit it right on the money, okay? And you can see where their Team Z makes a little bend here, and that butts up against this, okay? So if you don't have this cut far enough, then this hole here won't line up, okay? If that makes sense. So, but other than that, I mean, the thing just slips right in. Like, you just keep your, you want a little bit of a lip here. So, but I am going to shave this down a little bit to make it, even with the this plate, so that we can put a nice bead, or what's considered a nice bead for my standards. But yeah, put a nice bead of weld here and through here, and then up the side. Hi, honey. So the only thing is on this side here, this one doesn't actually line up. Okay, so what that tells me is that, let's see here if I can do this with one hand. Okay, so I have this one all the way as far in as it'll go, okay, and you can see the hole's not lining up with the hole in the this apron here. Okay, so what that means is I gotta take this back off and bring this in a little bit. I need to trim this a little bit because this one actually here is a little longer than the 16¼ from there to here. Okay, so I need to come in just a little bit until this hole lines up. So that's if you watch on Dave's little explanation on how he tells you how to do this, that's why he's very specific on the 16¼ because of the pinch here, or not the pinch, but the bend on this tab butts up against this. So that's where you need your measurement to be exact, okay? And then, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna shave that down a little bit and until I get it to fit perfect like the other side. And then we'll come back and we'll start kind of mocking up the other stuff. Okay, so by taking this down little by little, I got this bolt hole to line up pretty good. So it's not perfect, but I don't think it has to be. So yeah, so once you get your bolts in, you want this to be just slipping right in to its little channel here. So the next thing we're gonna have to do, okay, is basically take that down. So you can see this sticks out a little bit, okay? So we want to take that down to where we're pretty much even with this plate, and which will make it a lot easier to weld. And then, kind of, we're gonna have to massage this a little bit to get this plate close to the shock tower. You can see there's a little gap. So we'll just tap on this to get this to fold in a little bit. And fit up really nice. And yeah, I mean, when you think about putting a tube front end on a Foxbody, you think it's like a really daunting task, but honestly, this is super easy. Literally anybody can do this. If you have a welder, cutting this front end off took me 15 minutes. I just took another 10 minutes to fit the two front bars. Now keep in mind that this is the welded one, the welded version. I just wasn't comfortable, you know, with my welding skills to do the work that those guys do. So I mean, you can see how nice the welds are from Team Z. You know, and all the tabs are put on in the right spot. So when we put our fenders on, it should line right up. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing next. I'll grind these down to get them tight, close to the shock tower, and then I'll start bolting this all together. Or maybe I'll bolt this together now, just so I know that we're good to go as far as that goes. And then I'm gonna level the car a little bit. It needs to come up on this end just a touch to get this level, and that way we can level the front bars that bolt onto here. So let me get the front pieces and we'll bolt this together and see what it looks like. Okay, so once you get it in there, one thing I forgot to say was you kind of want to go through and take some measurements in different spots. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a measurement off the firewall, okay, right to that spot there, to this hole on the tab, okay, and you can see it's between 33 1/4 and 33 1/2. Basically centers that bolt, okay. So let's check it on this side. It is right between 33 1/4 and 33 1/2. So they're identical on both sides. And then you could take a few more measurements, but that's the main one because that's where your fender's going to bolt to. And so before, like I said, I was going to go ahead and start grinding things down and getting it all prepped to weld. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab a fender, and I want to hang a fender on there, and I want to kind of look at where the holes line up. This is another good indication that you have everything on there right and that it's everything's lined up. But so far so good. I mean, I've got the upper support bolted in, the bottom support bolted in, and all the bolts went in really easily, okay? And then you get also in the kit, you get your radiator support that you need to weld in, okay? That's gonna be, you're gonna put that there whenever you get your radiator. So we don't have a radiator yet, so we got to wait on that. These tabs, I believe these tabs are going to be for, once I get the fenders on, I may have to add a tab. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, once we get the fenders on and bolt the front end on, then we'll see kind of where these tabs are going to go. So yeah, so let me do that. Let me grab a fender. Let me grab the fenders and see if I can just get it to kind of sit on there and see if it looks good. Okay, so I threw one of the fenders on there, and as you can see, I just put one bolt there, and these two bolts looks like they line up pretty good. Okay, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that everything lines up really good. The seam looks pretty good here. This gap here is controlled by spacers right here, so this is going to be spaced out a little bit, so you'll bring it out and it'll be right there, okay. And then we also have another bolt you want to up in here, right up in here, that will space this out here, okay. And then it looks like some of these tabs they send, it looks like it might not 100% sure, but not sure how that's going to go there, or if you even use that. I'm not sure, but they give you extra tabs. It probably is for the front end, I'm guessing. So, but yeah, everything looks like it lines up pretty good. Let me get the other fender and see how that one lines up. All right, we got both fenders on. Everything is lining up really good. No issues whatsoever. The holes are lining up right exactly where they're supposed to be. So yeah, so like I was saying before, it's smart to hang your fenders. This way, you'll know if you have anything way off because those holes won't line up. So let me go grab the front bumper and just kind of set that on there, and let's see where these tabs are here are going to go, because I have a feeling that that's where I'm going to need to put those, but I'm not sure. So let me grab the front bumper. All right, so we got the front bumper on. I mean, guys, look how much room there is in here. I mean, there is so much space now compared to, you know, before. It's amazing. So it looks like these tabs here, I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna have to go on the website and look at exactly what these tabs are for. They may be for here, and then, well, I'm not sure. Honestly, not sure. And then it looks like we're gonna need to make some brackets for there, but, and then your radiator support is gonna be here. And then I've seen some people make like their own little custom deal that comes off of this bar. And then, yeah, and then another really neat thing about this tubular front end is that whenever you go to change your motor or you want to take the motor out, I mean, it's literally, you unbolt this here, and this bolt, and this bolt, and the whole front end comes off. And you could pull the motor straight out. You don't have to lift it up above your radiator support. You know how you try to lift it up and then you have to angle your motor in to get it in and all that. All this stuff comes out, and you can just pull the motor straight out the front. So it's going to be super convenient if, you know, when you have to pull the motor or whatever. So yeah, I'm super happy the way this is coming out. Looks like we're about to get some weather, so I'm probably going to go ahead and take this back off so that I can clean all those up and get it fitted in nice, so get it ready for welding. I'm probably not going to show the welding part of it. I mean, pretty much you guys kind of get the idea of how to do it. It's super simple. I mean, I'm going to clean it up here and here, run a little bead here, probably try to, you know, I'm not going to be afraid to go ahead and try to get these gaps, you know, just tap them in, get those gaps tight so that it's easier to weld there and down here too. So, all right guys, so I was about to try to weld this thing in, and of course it's about to rain. So I went ahead and took it back off so that I could go ahead and, you know, sand down all the areas where I'm going to be welding, and everything looks really good. So it's ready to go. It's ready to be put in. So that, hopefully maybe I'll get to it in the morning when it's not raining. In Florida, it rains in the afternoon almost every single day. So we'll put this aside, and so yeah, so I got the Team Z tubular subframe connectors, and it comes with the seat brackets and everything. So that'll be next on this project. So yeah, we're just getting, you know, getting the frame all set to where we want it, and we'll go from there. I'm still looking into, you know, parts for the motor that's going to go in that car, and trying to maybe find some used parts that I can kind of lower the budget a little bit, because you know, when you start adding things up, it gets expensive. So I may even buy a whole nother car that has everything I need, but the car's kind of rusted out. So I may be going to look at that tomorrow. We'll see. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys learned something on installing these front ends. Super easy, and I definitely recommend it for even the average person. You don't have to be a master fabricator to do this. So, all right guys, that's going to do it. I'll check y'all later.